Welcome to The Money Runner. I'm David Nelson, your host. This is going to be a little different than my usual broadcast. We've all seen the tragedy out in California, the wildfires, certainly the loss of life, the loss of property, in what now looks almost like a nuclear blast zone. I've done some work on this. I've got to do probably a TV segment on this later in the week. So I wanted to get it out to my subscribers here. And here are my thoughts, and maybe this is just like my talking notes. It is quickly becoming clear that the tragedy in California will likely be the worst insured wildfire loss in history. As of Sunday, about 40,000 acres have been burned and more than 12,000 structures destroyed. Initial loss estimates were somewhere around $50 billion. However, I'm now seeing estimates as high as $250 billion. I don't think we'll know the damage for months. It's going to take quite some time to sort all this out. There is the immediate problem of how and what we do right now to protect life and property. But also being exposed is what some have called a $1 trillion hole in insurance coverage for the United States. Here's what I'm talking about. Wildfire problems have existed for years, and one by one, insurance companies have left California. And until very recently, insurance companies weren't even allowed to use sophisticated models to price out the risk appropriately. They made the only rational decision they could. They exited the state, leaving the state's undercapitalized Fair Plan insurance company to pick up the pieces. Look, if you're an insurance company, you have a model that used to tell you an event like this could happen once every 50 years, and suddenly it starts telling you it can happen every 10, you have to reprice the coverage. And in most states, you cannot easily do that. You have insurance regulators and a lengthy review process. And if the regulators deny the increase, you have two choices. Take the added risk on a policy or exit the state. And many insurance companies chose the latter. I want to touch on the utility sector. We don't know yet how this fire started, but shareholders of PCG&E and Edison International decided they weren't going to wait to find out. EIX and PCG plummeted 29% and 18% respectively in just 3 trading days, as investors fretted over whether the cause of the fires were utility equipment related. Elon Musk. You almost can't have a podcast without talking about Elon. He seems to have his fingers in almost everything. The Tesla and SpaceX CEO sent in Cybertrucks equipped with Starlink satellite internet terminals to the affected areas. Look, we know there's no love lost between Elon and state officials. He even did a live-streamed private briefing with local police to discuss the Palisades fire to his 211 million followers on X. Here's where I come out. It is clear the state of California has failed its citizens. And frankly, I think many citizens feel the same way. History will be the judge, and I suspect the political price will be severe. Let the free markets decide what the cost of insurance should be. Stop subsidizing the risk. If the cost is too high, then don't build. If you build without financial protections in place, taxpayers will be forced to pick up the tab. All right, this was a short one. I just wanted to get out my notes before I do some interviews this week. Don't forget, if you want to learn more about yours truly or the Money Runner podcast, go to my Substack site, dcnelson123 at substack.com. I'm David Nelson, and this is The Money Runner.